You know, if you've ever tried to learn another language, there is one question that just kind of hangs over your head, right? It causes this little knot of anxiety pretty much every time you open your mouth to speak. It's the question everyone asks, and let's be honest, it's the one we're always asking ourselves.
Yeah, that one. Are you fluent yet? The second you hear that, it's like a switch flips. A friendly chat suddenly feels like a high-stakes pop quiz. You're not just communicating anymore. You're being graded. Every little pause feels like a failure, and every mistake feels like proof that nope, you're not there yet. But what if we've got the destination all wrong? What if the way we're measuring success is actually the problem?
Okay, let's really break this down. Look at these two columns. On the left, you've got that test feeling. It's all panic, fixating on mistakes, getting bogged down by grammar rules. It's stressful. But on the right, that's where we want to be. That's the communication mindset. It's about flow, getting your meaning across, and really connecting with another person. The whole point here is to show you how to jump from that left column over to the right.
So let's do it. Let's completely redefine what success in a language actually looks and feels like. We're going to toss out that big, scary, vague idea of fluency and replace it with a real, concrete blueprint, something you can actually use to figure out what it means to own a language in a conversation.
And this right here, this is the new golden rule. Seriously, you can say you've succeeded when an everyday conversation mostly feels like communication, not like a test. See that word, mostly? It's not about being perfect. It's about the feeling. When you can have a normal chat and it feels more like you're just talking instead of taking an exam, you've crossed the finish line. That is our new goal.
So how do we get to that feeling? Well, you need the right tools. We're going to break down communication into a clear, measurable set of skills. Just think of this next part as your personal checklist for building your conversational toolkit.
First up in the toolkit, listening. And look, the goal is not to catch every single word. Native speakers don't even do that. It's about being able to follow the current. You can catch the big ideas, you can pick up on the details in a simple story, and, this is the important part, you can stay on track even if you miss a few words. You're getting the gist, and you're not constantly saying, "Can you repeat?"
Next tool, can you time travel in the conversation? This is huge. Can you talk about what you did last week, what's happening right now, what your plans are for the weekend? This is the foundation of basically all storytelling. Your grammar doesn't have to be perfect, but if people understand whether you're talking about the past, present, or future, you are communicating.
All right, let's talk vocabulary. Forget memorizing a dictionary. You just need words for real life. Talking about your day, your work, what you had for dinner, making plans with friends, handling basic stuff like shopping or getting around. It's all about having the right words for a normal day, not for writing an academic paper.
And this might be the most underrated skill of all. Success isn't just about the words you do know. It's about what you do for the words you don't know. Being able to just ask, "How do you say?" or trying to describe the thing you're talking about, that is a total game changer. It keeps the conversation alive instead of letting it die awkwardly.
And what about pronunciation? Okay, let's be really clear. The goal is not to lose your accent. Your accent is part of who you are. The real test, the only one that matters, is this. Can a total stranger understand you for, say, 10 minutes without getting frustrated and giving up? If the answer is yes, then congratulations. Your pronunciation is a success. It's about clarity, not perfection. Okay, so we've got the basic tools in our kit. Now we're going to level up. This next part is all about moving from being a passive student who just answers questions to being a real active participant, someone who can actually help steer the conversation.
What does that mean? It means you can do more than just respond. You can kick off a new topic. You can change the subject if it gets boring. You can show you're listening with little things like, "Oh, really?" or "No way." And just as important, you know how to wrap things up without it being awkward. You're not just a passenger anymore. You're in the driver's seat.
Look, breakdowns are gonna happen. People will say things you don't understand. It's totally normal. But the difference now is you don't panic. You see it as a little bump in the road you have the tools to fix. A simple, "Sorry, what does that mean?" isn't a failure. It's you skillfully repairing the conversation and keeping it moving forward.
And here is a little secret weapon, conversation glue. All those little filler words. Well, so, like. They aren't mistakes. They're what make you sound human. They buy your brain a split second to think, and they make the rhythm of your speech sound so much more natural and less like you're reading from a textbook.
All right, we've built the toolkit. We know how to be an active participant. Now let's talk about the real signs that you have truly made it.
These are less about specific skills and more about what's going on inside your head, and, maybe more importantly, how other people start treating you.
This is the big one, the internal shift. One day you'll realize you just spent a whole 5 minutes talking about a movie and you didn't think about a single grammar rule. Not once. You were just thinking about the movie, about the characters, about the story. You're focused on the meaning, not the mechanics. And let me tell you, that is a beautiful, beautiful moment. And what's the clearest sign from the outside world? It's how people start acting around you. They stop talking to you in that slow, simplified learner voice. They just talk at a normal pace. They'll interrupt you. They'll make jokes with you, just like they would with anyone else. They stop treating you like the person learning our language and just start treating you like you, a regular person in the conversation.
So, let's put a bow on all of this. What does success really mean? It means you own the language when you can manage a conversation, fix it when it breaks, and, this is the best part, actually enjoy yourself without feeling like your brain is running a marathon. It's that magic combination of competence, confidence, and comfort.
So, as you look at this whole blueprint, don't get overwhelmed. Just see it as a set of building blocks. You don't have to build the whole house at once. The only question you need to ask yourself is, which piece are you going to work on next?